Miss Transformers 96 here with another review. This time we have a Arkham review. It's Batman Arkham Origins Black Mask figure from Series 1. So yeah, so let's just go over the package. Very strange and different packaging for this new series. You've got Arkham Origins Black Mask action figure Series 1. It goes up, it kind of gets bigger at the end. You got Batman on the top. On the back, you've got the 4 figures from this assortment: Batman, Joker, Black Mask, and Bane. I picked them all up except for Batman. I just have too many Batmans. And then you get a whatever description of the game, not the character himself. So yeah, so I picked this figure up at Toy Anxiety. Alright, so now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this review, and I'm going to, just actually review the figure, and then I will eventually start talking about spoilers, but I'll warn you guys before I do, so just so you know I won't spoil anything from the game. So yeah, so, let's just go over the detail of the figure. Let's get some lights closer. Here we go. So here's his face. As you can see, it looks great. I love the sculpting on the face. It's definitely the highlight of this figure, I think, is this face sculpt. He looks great, and you can see his eyes in there, painted well. They look nice. You can see them pretty well. But I love the actual sculpt of the mask, and then the design in the mask is just fantastic. Look at that, so much detail. Looks quite realistic as well, and then it just kind of goes to like a regular leather back on the back. Looking fantastic, absolutely. So I definitely love this mask. I love the design, and I love the actual painting and everything. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it's very hard to see, and just plain looking at it. I have some big lights shining on it right now, which is why you can actually see it, but if you don't, you really wouldn't notice the detail unless you're looking at it really close. So if it's fairly far away from your face and you don't have some big lights on it, you won't even see the detail, which is a shame. His suit's quite nice. I like the kind of pure white. It looks very neat, and the black t-shirt underneath. The white paint on the tie is there's some black paint kind of bleeding into it, or white paint bleeding into the black. It doesn't look fantastic, but it's okay. Just the whole figure, it's got like some plastic rubbing. I don't know, it looks cheap. Just like you can see the lines here. It's like they did a black wash to this, and the black kind of sat in the crevices because they didn't want to totally just do it like black streaks for every single line, but they wanted to have some black in there, and overall it just makes the figure look dirty instead of cool. I mean, I can totally see how that would sound like a great thing to do, but it just kind of gives that kind of dirty look. And then you got plastic, chipped over here. I don't know, just doesn't look good. There's just some quality looking issues on it, but and you got 2 chips in there and everything. It just makes the figure look cheap, which I don't like. I like how the way that the pants kind of bunch up at the bottom there, and you can see a shoe. Looks kind of leatherish, which is nice. He does come with 2 accessories, and he is the only figure of this first wave that actually comes with any accessories, and they're just plain old pistols. The pistols actually look really nice. They're great silver with a brown handle and everything, and his finger actually does go in the trigger. He doesn't hold the gun as well as I expected. He's fine just holding it here, but if you move around his hand or anything, it just doesn't stay exactly the way you want it to, but it'll still stay in his hands. I do like it. I love the way that he's actually designed how he's standing. He's got his chest kind of puffed out a little bit, got the broad shoulders, really looks quite menacing. A little bend in the knee. So I think that he's got a great stance, but the only thing that's a shame with that is he barely has any articulation, which is a huge disappointment. DC Direct typically doesn't have very good articulation, and on this figure it's even worse. He's got a bulging head, which works pretty well. Looks side to side and everything. It's pretty nice. He's only got swivel shoulders, hinge elbows, which is quite tight and doesn't hinge that well. He's got swivel wrists and swivel waists and swivel hips. I mean, that's it. Nothing else. There might be a hinge in the ankle. It looks like there is a little something, but I have no clue why they added any ankle articulation. You can't do anything with him. So overall, he's going to be like this. Maybe you can have one hand out for the gun, but that's about it. I mean, virtually there's nothing else you can do with this figure, which is definitely a bummer. A little size comparison. Let's compare him with the Penguin. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. I don't think that they ever stood together in the game, but I think it looks nice. And then here he is with the Joker. As you can see, the Joker's a little bit taller than him. So yes, So now let's go into my spoiler part. So if you haven't played the game yet, you don't know any spoilers, I wouldn't recommend watching this. So yeah, so I'm doing my spoiler now, fair warning. So we bring Joker back into the picture. As I said, Joker is taller than Black Mask. And he does have the puffy hair, so I get that, but he is a little bit taller than him. And it's odd because Joker is Black Mask. I mean, you know, there is an actual Black Mask in the game, but the only one that you ever see is Joker under the mask, of course. So it is strange that they're different heights, so maybe this figure is actually supposed to be it's actually supposed to be the Black Mask and not the Joker. And also, as you can see his skin under there. Well, if the Joker was under there, it would just be the black marks. And you might say, well, maybe he takes his makeup off when he puts on the Black Mask. But when you get the reveal that Joker is Black Mask and he takes off his mask, he has the black marks. He's got all the paint on his face on. So this is actually supposed to be Black Mask. And that's just another thing. This character basically isn't in the game, so it's like, well, that just is another reason not to buy it. So there are a lot of minuses about this figure. I think the paint it's a good idea for the paint, but it just doesn't work really well. I don't think the paint's that great. The sculpt is really nice, I'll say that. The articulation is very bad, and character-wise, it's a cool character, but he's not really a character because he's not even like in the game virtually. So overall, I definitely do not recommend this figure. I am glad that they put him in Series 1 because if they didn't like have a Black Mask figure planned, people would be like, whoa, Black Mask is supposed to be the main villain, and they don't even have a figure planned. So him being in the first series does kind of confirm people so that nobody figures out the spoiler or anything. And so yeah, so overall, fairly disappointing. I knew the spoiler before I got the figure, but I really like the look of the figure. I'm glad I picked him up. I think he's cool. But for the average collector, I wouldn't recommend it. Just because, you know, he's not super great. And if you keep your figures in package, he is really good, though, because the articulation won't matter then, and he's still got that nice stance to him. So overall, if you keep him in package, he's pretty nice. So overall, I'm glad that I got him, but I wouldn't highly recommend him to anybody that isn't a big Arkham fan. If you're a big Arkham fan, and you're pretty much a completist, you get most of the figures, then I guess go ahead and get this Black Mask, because it is an entirely new character. Because in this first series, we have other versions of Batman, Joker, and Bane, so this is the first time that we're getting a Black Mask from Arkham anything, so that is one reason to get this figure. So there you go, hope you enjoyed my review, and thanks so much for watching.